While the retail market focused on daily index fluctuations, institutional capital quietly repositioned as Brent crude breached $84. This sharp energy spike triggered a 561-point drop in the Sensex. It signals a major shift in India's macroeconomic insulation. The critical question is no longer about temporary market volatility. It is about which corporate balance sheets can survive a prolonged period of elevated energy costs. That is where our structural analysis begins today. To understand this market shock, we must look at how the energy value chain is structured. Companies like ONGC dominate upstream exploration. They stand on the opposite side of the fence from downstream fuel marketing companies like BPCL and HPCL. This division creates a stark contrast in how these companies absorb crude oil volatility. Upstream players hold a natural moat because their realizations rise alongside international oil benchmarks. Downstream marketing players, however, face direct margin pressure because they buy crude at market rates but sell retail fuel at politically sensitive prices. Here is where the margin metrics become interesting. When Brent crude climbs past $80, the gross refining margins of downstream players face immediate compression. For companies like BPCL, every dollar increase in crude costs shrinks their marketing margin unless they can pass those costs to consumers. Looking back at recent earnings, downstream players had enjoyed strong profitability due to discounted Russian crude. But as that discount narrows and benchmark prices rise, those peak margins are rapidly normalizing. This creates a challenging near-term setup for retail fuel distributors. But that is only part of the story. Diversified giants like RELIANCE Industries operate on a completely different scale. Their complex refining setup allows them to process heavy, sour crudes that other refiners cannot handle. This structural advantage protects their all-to-chemicals business from extreme margin volatility. Even when crude prices spike, their high complexity index helps maintain resilient gross refining margins. This makes them a key asset class for institutional investors seeking a hedge against energy inflation. Now look at how corporate leadership is responding. Management at ONGC has committed to aggressive capital expenditure to boost domestic production. They are focusing on deepwater exploration in the Krishna-Godavari basin to counter natural field declines. For institutional investors, this capex cycle is a double-edged sword. While it secures long-term volume growth, it also demands massive upfront cash. Management's ability to execute these projects on time will dictate their return ratios over the next 3 years. On the downstream side, management execution faces a different constraint. The leadership teams at BPCL and HPCL are balancing commercial viability with public interest. With key elections always on the horizon, raising retail fuel prices is rarely an option. This means their capital allocation strategy must shift. Instead of expanding retail capacity, they are forced to conserve cash to absorb potential marketing losses. This limits their ability to invest in high-yield non-fuel retail ventures. This corporate battle is happening against a challenging global backdrop. OPEC plus production cuts have successfully tightened global oil supply. At the same time, geopolitical tensions in key shipping lanes are adding a persistent risk premium to crude prices. For India, which imports over 85% of its crude oil requirements, this global tightness translates directly into domestic inflation. The structural tailwinds that supported Indian equities last year are now facing a severe test. That leads us to a bigger question regarding systemic risk. A rising oil bill expands India's current account deficit and puts pressure on the rupee. When the rupee weakens, foreign portfolio investors often reduce their exposure to emerging market equities. This macro transmission channel explains why the Sensex fell over 500 points in a single session. It is not just about oil company earnings. It is about a broader liquidity shift away from domestic risk assets. Let's look closer at the specific regulatory vulnerabilities. The government continues to use a windfall profit tax on domestic crude production. This policy directly impacts ONGC by capping their upside realizations when global prices surge. Every fortnight, the tax rate is calibrated based on prevailing international prices. This regulatory mechanism prevents domestic producers from fully capturing the benefits of $84 crude. It creates an artificial ceiling on their cash flow generation. For downstream marketing companies, the regulatory pressure is even more acute. If crude oil remains above $80 and retail prices are frozen, under-recoveries will balloon. These under-recoveries are essentially losses incurred by selling fuel below cost. During previous high-price cycles, the government had to provide fiscal support to bail out these marketing firms. Reliance on state subsidies introduces a high degree of policy risk, making their earnings highly unpredictable. Here's what's changing in terms of valuation. The market is actively repricing the entire energy sector. Downstream oil marketing companies are experiencing a valuation derating as investors price in lower marketing margins. Conversely, upstream producers are holding their valuations because of stable volume guidance. This divergence represents a classic capital rotation within the energy space. Institutional money is moving away from high-beta marketing names and seeking refuge in defensive upstream assets. Looking further ahead, the long-term investment thesis is shifting toward energy transition. Both RELIANCE and ONGC are committing billions to green hydrogen and renewable energy projects. This transition is critical because it will eventually decouple these companies from volatile global oil cycles. However, these green initiatives require long gestation periods. Investors must decide if they are willing to fund this capital-intensive transition while legacy oil assets face mounting regulatory headwinds. Let's summarize our tactical view on these key players. We are placing upstream producers like ONGC on a breakout watch. Their strong balance sheets and domestic production targets offer solid relative strength. On the other hand, downstream marketing companies like BPCL require a trim consideration. Their near-term earnings visibility is heavily compromised by rising input costs and retail price freezes. This tactical division is essential for managing portfolio risk in this volatile environment. The recent market correction is a stark reminder that macro factors still dominate equity valuations. Successfully navigating this energy shock requires an institutional mindset that prioritizes margin insulation over short-term momentum. If you want to stay ahead of these structural capital rotations, make sure to subscribe to SR Money News IN, hit the notification bell to receive our deep dive corporate analysis as they break. Let us know your thoughts on the energy sector in the comments below.